Pure lowered her gaze to the ground, feeling uncertain. Her legs paced back and forth near the front gate of the house, where she had once shared memories with a certain someone, memories she had left behind, leaving that person to drown in them alone for so long, long enough for that girl to imagine all sorts of things. Long enough for Loft to misunderstand that she wasn't someone who was loved or chosen. The confusion and turmoil Pure had faced before this had driven her to isolate herself and reflect deeply. Her friends had scolded her, teased her, and urged her to take action. Love and Do weren't the kind of friends who coddled her, but neither had they ever stood against her. Her close friends repeatedly emphasized that they wanted to see her happy, and Pure knew well where her happiness lay. That realization had prompted her to hastily rearrange her life and bring herself here, trembling, in front of Loft's vacation house in Pattaya. In her 28 years of life, never had she felt so lacking in confidence. If Loft could no longer endure the pain, if she no longer wanted to hope for anything from her, what would Pure do? If Loft didn't want to risk herself with someone so indecisive, how would she handle it? Pure didn't know a thing, yet despite everything, she insisted on coming here to talk about their relationship and to express something that had been in her heart all along. Pure. The small gate opened, and the homeowner called out her name, staring at her with a puzzled look on her face. Loft stood still, without even a hint of a welcoming smile. Her demeanor made Pure's heart sink, and she could blame no one but herself. It was her fault for letting time slip away, for repeatedly hurting the tall girl, for creating wounds so deep that she now resented her presence. "May I come inside?" she asked boldly, her voice trembling with fear of rejection. The older woman's hands unconsciously clenched tightly. Loft glanced at her for just a moment, before nodding that small gesture aloud. Pure to exhale a sigh of relief quietly to herself, the tall girl walked over to open the gate so the beautiful guest could drive her car inside, even though her mind was still swirling with countless questions. Pure's presence brought Loft a great deal of unease. Why did this beautiful woman come here? Was there some pressing reason that had brought her to her doorstep? She didn't know and didn't dare to speculate. Yet, despite the heartbreak she'd carried for many days, her heart now raced as if secretly filled with hope. Just seeing the older woman's gorgeous face, just catching the familiar scent of her perfume, felt like a revival from near death, reminding her of how deeply she was still under the woman's spell. "I don't quite understand why you're here, Pure," Loft said, revealing the lingering question in her heart. The girl placed a glass of water in front of her, before silently taking a seat across from the woman. The atmosphere between them lacked the ease they once shared. It felt as though Loft was hosting a guest she barely knew. The distance between them was palpable, and Pure could sense it. "I'm not sure if you've already sorted everything out about us," she began, unsure of how to start the conversation. She chose to ask something that could connect to Loft's current feelings. If she told her that everything messy between them had been resolved, it would mean the girl no longer wanted her in her life and was ready to move forward without her. "Even though we haven't seen each other for quite a while, it's still too soon for me to sort everything out and make things normal again." Her answer brought Pure a small sense of relief. It wasn't exactly comforting to know someone couldn't move on, but the fact that Loft hadn't completely let go gave her a chance to fix things. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice filled with remorse. She had never stopped feeling guilty, never stopped being tormented by this relationship, and yet she still couldn't muster the courage to say anything other than an apology. "You've already said sorry, and you weren't entirely at fault for this. If you're just here to apologize, then don't come again. It's painful to see you right now." Loft, who had long accepted that she had no right to be loved, hadn't forgotten that truth. She interpreted Pure's visit as nothing more than the woman seeking forgiveness out of guilt. There couldn't possibly be any other reason. I'm not here just to apologize. Her heart was filled with fear. Loft's calm tone and emotionless expression made her anxious. Rarely did the girl act this way toward her. Then why are you here? Loft was still confused about her intentions. The younger woman looked at her with growing bewilderment. I've ended things with Pierre. Loft's eyes widened in shock, unable to hide her surprise. She had never expected to hear such a thing. To her, the idea of Pure ending her relationship with Air was the last thing that could ever happen. As waves of emotions overwhelmed her, she realized that her heart was now racing with hope once again. I can't go back anymore. Are you saying that I've been chosen? Pure's words remained ambiguous, but Loft could no longer interpret them any other way. The only conclusion was that the gorgeous, older woman couldn't go back to being with Air because her heart had inadvertently welcomed someone new in its place. It's not just about me choosing you. You have to choose too. Pure didn't want to be the only one making the decision, because she was just an ordinary human being, not above anyone else. She wasn't here today just to tell Loft that she had made her choice. She wanted Loft to make a decision about their relationship as well. You know that I love you, Pure. I know, but loving someone and not choosing them, it happens sometimes. Loving me might hurt you so much that you don't want to deal with me anymore. Falling in love with you, Pure, has hurt me more than anything else. Living with the thought that you don't love me, that I'll never be chosen, really hurts. Loft confessed, lowering her gaze. Her demeanor made Pure realize just how deeply she had wounded this person. I'm sorry for causing you so much pain. But I still love you anyway, it's crazy. When Loft lifted her gaze, Pure saw the traces of sorrow in her eyes. You've always been a little crazy. Are you really choosing me? Is it really me? Is it too late? Even if you'd come later, it wouldn't be too late. That was the special privilege this gorgeous older woman held. Pierre doesn't know about us yet, Pure admitted. Beyond their relationship there was still the matter of another person who needed to understand. Revealing the truth about her relationship with Loft to Air wasn't something that could be done easily. Pure couldn't even bring herself to look her former lover in the eye. If the truth came out that the person who had changed her was Air's former sister-in-law, whom she was close, she had no idea how Air would react. Just thinking about it made her want to cry. Will you tell her? Keeping it a secret would hurt Loft just as much as anyone else, and Pure didn't want Loft to bear that burden anymore. I will. I feel guilty toward Air, but if you're going to keep our relationship a secret forever, then don't even start it. For the first time, Pure saw a fierceness in Loft's gaze. The playful, bright-eyed girl who used to smile so warmly was now looking at her with calm determination. I never intended to do that. It's hard to tell her, but I hope you'll do at least one thing right. I understand. I do love you, but I can't just live in the shadows, even though I love and respect Air too. Our relationship is something she needs to know about. This wasn't just a suggestion for Pure to consider. It was something she had to do. There was no room for argument. If Pure wasn't willing, Loft felt that the woman in front of her wasn't someone she could proudly walk beside. I've never seen you like this before. The once easygoing girl had become resolute when it came to their future. Loft had always been willing to yield and indulge Pure in everything, but this was the one matter she couldn't accept with a smile. If you're just playing around, tell me you're just playing. Don't make it seem serious. Do you know how much it hurts to have hope? I'll tell Pierre. I'm not going to ask if you love me. You've probably been confused enough already, but one day, someday, I want to hear you say you love me. Pure was someone who was clear and honest, so much so that even someone who had just met her could sense that she wouldn't say those important words unless she was absolutely certain. Loft understood this about her. Everything between them had happened so quickly that it was hard to be sure if it was real love. But Loft believed with all her heart that this gorgeous older woman was the one she loved. Can you wait a little longer? I can always wait if that day comes. Thank you. Is that it for our problems? The atmosphere calmed down. The tense situation slowly eased that they could start breathing normally again. Loft asked, raising an eyebrow to confirm that everything they needed to discuss had been resolved. She wanted to make sure there was nothing left before she allowed herself to do what she wanted. I think so. Then, can I have a hug? Come here. Pure opened her arms. It didn't take long before warmth enveloped her as Loft embraced her. Pure rested her face on Loft's shoulder and closed her eyes, savoring the touch she had missed so much during their time apart amidst all the confusion and turmoil. The image of their happiness together had never faded. I missed you so much, I cried. In the past, it had been like that, and even now, the tall girl couldn't hold back her tears. Loft let them fall freely, soaking the shoulder of the gorgeous woman she loved. I'm sorry it turned out this way. I knew it would hurt, but I didn't know it would hurt this much. The weight of it all had been too much to bear. She had thought that over and over while drowning in the memories they had shared in this house. That's why from now on we have to live more carefully. It was time for them to have a normal love like everyone else. The excitement, the drama, and the vivid colors of their past should end here. I don't want to be hurt by you again. Pure. I won't hurt you. Her simple promise carried a power that filled Loft with unconditional confidence. If Pure said so, Loft was ready to believe her without shred of doubt.